I find that like super abusive. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is actually what you was talking about with that person. We're live now. I can't say it on the live, but you know that I find that very interesting. Like very, very. What? Oh, whoa! I can hear myself. There's something that's hot. There's a hot mic somewhere. Okay. Everybody, welcome to episode 97. I forgot. We're down bad. Of 97 of Blerd Talk. I'm your host with the most, Josh, and I'm here with my boy, brother in arms.
Just Jay, man. It's gonna be a fun episode.
It's gonna be a fun episode today. First, we gotta pause. Wait, don't y'all go nowhere. Wait a minute.
Don't leave. I don't know what he's doing, by the way, so I'm just playing along.
I gotta stay hydrated. I had to get my water. Next. Oh, exactly. And look, Jason, it's funny you said that. I got my stuff too. And I also wanted to first, before we get into IronHeart, okay, and let me just tell you, this is going to be full of spoilers. So if you've not seen IronHeart, still watch it anyway, because I'll get into that. But number one, Marvel Rivals just got a new duelist, Phoenix. And let me just start by saying she's going to be OP. For all my Marvel Rival fans out there, she's going to be OP. I just watched her gameplay trailer. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
I haven't watched it yet. I go in blind most times. Shout out to Ming. He posts like all the news and the buffs and the nerfs. Honestly, I don't pay attention. The only thing I just want them to do is take Jeff the Shark out the game.
So
I'm sick of y'all doing that ult, man. I'm sick of it.
You're
trash.
I actually got to put a clip up.
Trash.
Somebody picked Cloak and Dagger because you know I main Cloak and Dagger. Well, somebody picked her, so I went back to Old Faithful Rocket. Well, in the clip, Jeff takes us out. I don't know what this Jeff was thinking. I don't know if he never played him. Smooth flew right up, floated back onto the map.
I did the same thing with Cloak and Dagger. He got me when I was Cloak. So when he tried to throw me off the map, I hit the ghost jump.
Yeah, hit the ghost jump right on the platform.
I was dying laughing. And I was on him for the rest of the game. I didn't care if I died. As long as he didn't live, I was okay. I hate that ult, man. I hate that ult.
I'm just going to tell you right now. From that gameplay I looked at, Phoenix is going to be OP. She's going to be OP. So, but I'm excited. Marvel Rivals keeps me coming back. I've been playing the game a lot. I love it. So shout out to the team from Marvel Rivals. Yeah, but I just want y'all to see, because I'm going to get right into it because we don't got time. I have a lot of pages about IronHeart. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the bread and butter. Okay. For those who don't know the history, IronHeart is a black female character. She had a comic book run. It didn't do that well. But all you need to know is she makes her own suit like Iron Man's. IronHeart, Iron Man. She's very smart and she's a great character. And that's gonna lead me into my first. Let me put this down real quick. You have probably seen a lot of the hate that comes with this show. Let me just start by saying a lot of the hate that is coming from the show is because she's a black female. Okay. I'm just gonna be real. It's a black female lead, and a lot of people have a problem with that. Okay. So you probably saw all the clips about her. It's like a nerd team. It was a bunch of white dudes. And I ain't gonna lie, they was going kind of ham. The racism was in full effect. Like the minute they was like, one of the things that stood out to me, they was like, oh, she got a stepdad. This must be a black show. I said, wow. And these same dudes tried to say they weren't racist. But okay. All right, that's the first thing you say. Like white people can't have stepdads or any other race. But you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. a lot of the hate that you hear from the show is going to be because she's a black female, and a lot of people cannot handle that. But I'm gonna get into some things. Like I said, I got a whole thing. Okay, one, and I have a whole list, so I'm just gonna go down the list. One, she gets kicked out of MIT, but I kind of don't have a problem that she stole the suit because it was her design. I don't care if you gave me the money for it. It was my design. So I'm going to take what's mine. Even though the funding was used to do it, I'm going to take what's mine. So yeah, everybody was like, well, she stole from MIT. First of all, it was her creation. Okay. She just used, MIT helped with the funding. So in my eyes, I'm taking what's mine. Okay. Now the hustling part, because she was trying to pay for the equipment. So she was basically selling stuff so people could cheat on their tests and all that. I was like, that's stupid. That is stupid. That is stupid.
Agreed.
That was
Agreed.
like stupid. I was like, y'all, this leads into another issue I have with the show, but that's going to come at the end.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let me get with the good first. Cree Summers in it. Absolutely excellent. Absolutely. Go.
One of the best parts of the show for me, man. Thank you. Shout out to Cree Summers.
Shout out to Cree Summers.
The voluptuous, the more Cree Summers. I mean, what more can I ask for?
She nailed it.
Freddie from a Different World.
Yeah.
My top 3 favorite sitcom of all time. Hi, Cree. I love you. Literally
love Cree Summers.
Entertaining. You're a great actress, is what I'm coming from.
And that's going to lead me to two things. Cree Summers and her daughter and Natalie were the best thing in the show. Those three were the best things in the show. And I'm going to lead, and Natalie, you're going to get into once I keep going. Mm-hmm. Love that they showed, because I feel like you didn't get a lot of that in Wakanda Forever, but I love how they showed how Riri was intelligent. Because I feel like you didn't get a lot of that in Wakanda Forever. You just got a snippet. You didn't get a full piece of it. And you got to see her do her thing and all that. So I like that. Mm-hmm. I was definitely wrong about Dominique. So I'm going to go ahead. When Wakanda Forever first came out, I kept on saying, I don't think this girl's a good pick for Riri. I said that up and down. So I'm going to retract that. And I say, I got a lot to see more of her personality shine a little bit. So I'm going to go with, she's a fine pick for Riri. Okay. I now, because in Wakanda Forever, if you go back to my Wakanda review, I was not too sure about her. I was like, I don't know. But I like that. Natalie, she was on the show on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, Cat or something. But the girl who plays Natalie, the AI, great. I loved her. I know. And everybody had a problem with how she acted as an AI. But if you look at it, she was basically from the memory of Riri. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed that. I liked Natalie being the AI. Mm-hmm. She's a good actor. She's in my top 3 AIs right now. I like her. I like that. Damn.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Unfortunately, that's all the good things I have to say. Unfortunately. So now it's time for the bad stuff. I'm looking through my notes and like, wait, I thought I had some more good stuff, but I actually don't. Wes said, what are the other top 2 AIs?
Good question.
Those okay. The AI from Resident Evil, the girl who ran the house.
Gosh.
The girl who ran the house. Alice is one of my top 3 AIs. Jarvis. Jarvis is definitely one of my top AIs for sure.
Terminator Zero.
And I was going to say the AI from you. That's why you my boy. I was going to say the Terminator, the AI from Terminator Zero, where the one she had to collect the stuff to get the more information. Her.
I'm about to throw a monkey wrench. This
okay.
Megan 2.0 when she was AI.
Okay, wait. First of all, I don't want to get off subject, but I just saw Megan 2.0, and let me just go ahead and say it's in my top 5 movies right now of the year.
Ooh. Ooh, that's high, brother. That's
It's in my
high.
top 5. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into
That's
that.
real. That's real. That's real.
All
That's
right.
real. That's ooh. Okay, top 5.
Yeah, Natalie may not be, okay, let me take that back. Natalie may be top 5 AI. Let's say that. Natalie may be top 5 AI. Okay, so now since that was everything good, that was the only things that were good about the show. That's it. That's all I got. All right. So the bad. Why in every black show do we have to have a tragic background? Why couldn't the stepfather and Natalie maybe have cancer, got hit by a bus? Maybe he was working in the shop and the car jack fell on him. I'm yelling into the mic. Let me because I'm getting a little upset.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Let me lower the mic because I'm getting a little excited. Okay.
No, you good.
Why in every black show do we have to have a tragic background? So I had a problem with the drive-by. How come we can't ever come from a decent upbringing, 2-parent household? Like, it just lets me know, like, the writing, it's the black people. Let's give them a bad ending. A drive-by, literally Disney, that's what you give me, a drive-by. It couldn't be he was dying from cancer. Like I said, I would have been fine with him getting hit by a bus. Like, a drive-by. Jason, when I tell you I was so upset when I saw that. I said a drive-by, like seriously? Like I said, I would have took some Final Destination and like Natalie dropped a wrench. He slipped on the wrench and the car fell on. I would have took that. You give me a drive-by. Okay. Like, oh my God, bro. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Which leads me into my next one.
Before you go,
Go ahead.
and it's gonna be quick. Did you see the latest Final Destination?
No, I did not see the newest one.
Okay, continue.
So then my thing with that leads me to my next thing. Why is it that in every black show for Disney or whenever, why can't we have a great score? Why the thing and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with hip hop. I'm not saying that. Because there are some times where the hip hop, but why can't we have a good score like Loki or WandaVision? Why can't we have somebody take the time to give me a good score? Even Black Panther had a score. I'm listening.
How can I phrase this question without coming off? Well, okay.
Because I know what I spent all day trying to figure that because I don't want nobody to think that like we don't mess with hip hop. Like, that's cool, but
no. That's not what I'm.
You got something else. Okay.
I mean, it is, but not.
Okay.
So I'll ask this question. When you say great score, are you saying like, what if in one of the scenes they threw in some Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No, like, okay, like.
Or are you saying great score as in go call Erykah Badu or The Roots? Or based on the culture that they were talking about.
Give me something that John Williams worked on, like how the Loki had a good score in Loki. Like the opening thing for Loki was great. It was memorable. You know, WandaVision, memorable. Why can't I get, something like Questlove working on something?
Okay, that's where I was tempted because Loki's score is parallel to his character, who he is, the culture, the vibe.
And I get that because Riri
so
supposed to be
in Chicago.
Yeah, and the music. So give me something like with maybe it was a local band or something in Chicago that's big, and you give me a score from them. Give me a score from them.
Now there were the hip hop songs that were being played.
There were some in there.
All due respect to what I'm about to say, because I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that's like, I know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
But what if one of them unknown hip hop songs that came on, I will say unknown because I didn't know who was who when I was listening to it. Respect. What if they were local Chicago?
No, and I can tell there was some show because there's one scene where they're in a bar or something and the band is playing. That was nice. I enjoyed that one. But it was just like, I mean, just straight something nice, mellow, like something that the people can, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And I'm about to sound bad, but I'm gonna be honest. I tuned out the score because it was kind of typical.
Mid. It was mid. I get it.
But I get it was reflecting the culture that
Right, it's supposed to reflect Riri in the culture.
But it wasn't nothing that jumped out at me. Respect.
Why is the plot is very lackluster? Okay, first, you tell the one lady at MIT you're doing this so you can increase response time and you can help people. Then the next scene and a half, you telling me you're doing it for the money. Which one are you doing it for? And then one scene after that, you just tell me I built a suit because I could. So what are you? What's your motive here? What's your motive? What's your motive? It's very basic written. I'm gonna get into that, but the story leads nowhere. The story is like a circle. It leads nowhere. When did you actually do any hero things in the show? So, if nobody knew who IronHeart was, would they say you were a villain or were you an actual hero?
Man, you cooking. Go ahead.
Make it make sense, Disney.
You cooking. Go ahead. I can't even lie. You cooking.
If everybody missed Natalie, why was her mother the only one who didn't have a problem that she was the AI? Now I get the brothers jump because I'm looking at my sister, but she's dead. So, but she came from Riri's memory. So, it's like everybody didn't like Natalie. Like, I kind of had a problem with that. Shout out to that burning car scene that the lady did. It was shout out to Waiting to Exhale when the pyro girl. Biggest shout out to that one. Does everybody know who Riri is? She's flying around showing her face. I was kind of like, is she supposed to be hiding her identity? She's just calling. Like, don't get me wrong, I know Tony did the same thing, but she's just calling the suit down in the middle of a busy highway, street, and she's just in it. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, is she supposed to have an identity? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Racist part number 2. So a black person can't be in a neighborhood. And remember when she first went to the neighborhood and the dude was like, oh yeah, I'm always ready to help the underprivileged. So you see me in a black neighborhood and you just automatically think I'm underprivileged? I was like, okay, here we go. Here go the shot of racism. Here we go.
As always.
It's every show, it got to be some shot. She's in a white neighborhood, and the dude who was supposed to be the guy's son, he was like, "Yeah, I'm always down to help underprivileged people." Somebody actually wrote that.
Yeah, they did. Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, low hanging fruit. Where's her connection to Wakanda? She even makes a comment about it. Well, what am I supposed to call Wakanda and Shuri and say, hey, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You just helped her in Wakanda. So why couldn't you reach out to her for the power source? You could have just got some vibranium. Done. Why are we resorting to a life of crime when you can just, I'm pretty sure Shuri would have just like, yeah, I got you, Riri. You help me out. Here goes some vibranium.
Man.
So we don't use our connections? We're just going to say, oh, nobody's going to help me. So F it. And now the whole show even talks about, well, Tony Stark had the budget to do it. But if you look back at the shows, when he first created the suit, there was no budget. He did it from scraps and nails in a cave. So you can't keep saying that Tony had the money to do it when he first built it in the cave. And if you were smart, Riri, you would have had a better deal because you had the connection to Wakanda. So you could have just used the vibranium or built a whole suit down there.
Keep rapping. You rapping. He's spitting 16 right now.
Okay. Okay. Why didn't Brian or the dude says the dude's son, the the guy's son from the first Iron Man. He talked Shane. I think his name was Shane or something, right? Zeke. Why he talks about? I'm pretty sure somebody has tried to scan their brain for AI. Well, how come Riri was the first to do it? Is it because her connection was so strong to Natalie? They don't really explain that. Because the dude actually says, well, I'm surprised you didn't, like, if somebody tried that, they'll fry their brain. Why didn't Riri brain get hurt? What made her, and I'm just saying, what made her so special? Why was she able to do it? And Tony didn't know how or couldn't.
And by the way, couldn't replicate it either.
And that's another thing. She couldn't even replicate it. So here we go. It doesn't make sense. So she did it one time and she couldn't do it again.
Let me kind of respectfully swerve in your lane with you real quick, but I'm putting the blinker on.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that when she did it the first time, I'm about to sound so cheesy. Her love, her spirit, her soul for Natalie
was one.
It. But at the ending part where she couldn't replicate it, shouldn't the bond be more stronger than ever? Because now she apologized, it was my fault, and I'm with you, and you're gonna stay forever, and I love you, and this is the greatest thing. You're my greatest accident. Shouldn't it have worked again? And I know, and I understand that they kind of explain why it didn't, but at the same time, machines is machine and magic is magic. You can replicate machines. You can't replicate. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you're right though.
Based on how she did it the first time.
How
it should work again.
How did MIT have access to lock the suit? Because remember, the suit shut down before they got the AI. So I'm like, so MIT had access to lock the suit? And if Riri, why would Riri give them access? Okay, like I said, that's something little. I already said that one. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to get money? Do you want to help people? Do you want to be like Tony Stark? Which one is it?
Yeah.
She was pressed over money. She did all this to buy some parts to make the suit. So she sold her soul for money. Why was she joking about staying? She was joking with him, but she got him locked up. When she made that little joke in the beginning, I'm like, you just got this man locked up. Why are you making a joke about it? But okay. She basically created a villain because, he told her, please don't put my name on this. She created a villain. Shout out to Floetry in episode 4. I loved Floetry here.
See, I just said that earlier. I didn't recognize the song.
It was Floetry.
Floetry was
on it was Floetry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the type of pocket you was.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
That's why I said respectfully, because I know I might get killed. People gonna say, you ain't know who Jim J? Yeah, that's Jim J. I don't know.
I don't know him.
I'm an old head. I listen to T.I. So.
Like I said, and see, I knew you could tell the exact moment where they ran out of story. Because, like I said, Bree Summers, her daughter, and Natalie were probably the best things in the show. But the minute they made that thing with the magic and she was at the school, I'm like, okay, so now they're trying to piggyback off the Doctor Strange right here with the magic. Okay? I get you trying to fight magic with magic. I get that, but you're reaching.
Zelina is at first a librarian with Doctor Strange, and then ends up becoming a student, and then in the comic books she ends up becoming a student.
I figured they were somebody in the comic books. I figured that because the role was too focused. So my whole thing was I would have been fine. I'm fine with them giving you the heads up, like, okay, this is some magic here.
Like the mental maggots that they were talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
In the comic book, she contracted it and she went to a hospital, and the human doctors got freaked out. And one of the people recommended to her Doctor Strange. That's how she met Doctor Strange.
And that's how she met Doctor Strange.
And Doctor Strange cured her of the mental maggots. And then she ended up becoming a librarian. Then she ends up becoming sensitive to magic. So she ended up becoming a magician. And currently, she's the librarian for Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is the Sorcerer Supreme right now. That's a story for another day.
No, I did see that Dr. Doom somewhere is the Sorcerer Supreme. Okay, all
He's
right.
the Sorcerer Supreme, but that's a story for another day.
So
Go ahead.
I'm
Chris
good.
Thomas.
I was good with that, and I was good with like kind of having a mystery back because I was going to Google her, but the shit made me so mad that I just went to bed.
Yeah,
the episode. So I just went to bed because I was so mad.
I peeped him. I was like, oh snap, okay. Chris Thomas' daughter.
Why does this guy have billions of dollars in a secret location, but has a key under the mat? I'm like, so this man has billions of dollars of weapons and everything in this bunker, but he literally hides the key under the mat. I'm like, Sway.
Yeah.
You go out to the middle of nowhere because you don't want nobody to know who you are. Like, but you hide the key under the mat. Disney, you're not even trying. You're not trying.
I got up and walked off. I was watching it at the desk, so like it's on my phone. So at that point, I just got up and walked off. I didn't even pause. I just walked to use the bathroom, let it keep playing.
It's a good thing you. It's a good thing you let it keep playing because after she gets the key, she starts ordering fast food to the secret location, and the dude was looking at the food like, "What's going on out here?" Oh, okay. She could have just went to Wakanda. Okay. Oh, okay. And that leads me to my final point. The writing, trash. Just trash. I don't know what other way to put it. I have tried to be nice about it. It's certainly not at one point, because the first 3 episodes, I was kind of feeling, I'm like, okay, I can, 4, 5, and 6, I mean, straight nosedive. I mean, it didn't even slant. They went straight down. They just went straight down. I'm gonna give you my ranking. Out of a 10, the show gotta be a 5. And I feel like I'm being grateful at that point. The writing is terrible. The actors, everybody that acted in it was great. I had no problem with the acting. But once again, on this show, we have said numerous times, writing is the key element. You can have a bad actor, but sometimes if the writing is good, it may just overshadow that. Mm-hmm. The writing was bad. The writing was just bad. Any way you want to cut it, the writing was bad. The ending of it. So once again, I have everybody with this with when they follow Tony Stark. Everybody's an ass clown afterwards. Spider-Man just didn't give a shit. He's still acting like a kid. Riri, did you even learn the lesson here? So you still made a deal with Mephisto. What's his name?
Mephisto.
Mephisto. You still made a deal with a demon. Go ahead.
For everybody that heard that line when she said Dormammu, and he laughed at him. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Dormammu is way stronger than Mephisto.
Way. I like how they did that too. They try to make, and I didn't even know he was Mephisto till, and if you blink, you miss it. Because I was like, who is he? But if you blink, you missed it. In one of the episodes, I think it's the last episode, when he's stirring something in a cup, and when he pulls the spoon out, you see the demon face, and you see the devil, and the first thing I said is, oh, it's Mephisto. So I was like, oh, it's him. Okay, but did you not learn the lesson? Because remember, Natalie touched her. So now at this point, Natalie's living.
She's alive.
She's alive.
She's alive. She's not AI. She's alive.
Now that even leaves, where's the story going to go now? Where's it going?
It ain't going to go because the phase is up. We're done. There's not a sequel. We're moving on. Fantastic Four, everybody.
Yeah, we're moving on. We're not even, because the first thing I said was, wow, now that everybody had a problem with goddamn Natalie, now they're really going to have a problem because now she's alive. So how are you going to explain that?
They won't have a problem because they're not bringing them back. That's a different conversation, though.
That's a different conversation. I will say this though.
Respectfully, for this might hurt some. This is a throwaway. This is considered a
Yeah.
throwaway.
This you can clearly tell this was a throwaway.
It's a throwaway.
Now, but let me make myself very clear. The acting in the show, and I'm looking at the camera, the acting in the show was magnificent. It's the writing that is bad. This is definitely, like you said, a throwaway show. They're not even going to touch this later on. Yeah, they're not even going to touch this later on.
Ain't worry about that.
And I heard somebody say it's the worst thing in the Marvel Universe. I'm not going to say that at all. No. I'm not going to say that at all. It is not the worst thing in the Marvel, in the MCU at all. It is not. No. It is not.
She-Hulk is. So.
It is not the worst thing in the Marvel Universe, but I knew the minute they slapped Ryan Coogler's name all the day, I was like, I knew this is going to be trash. And not because Ryan's bad, because they were so busy trying to throw it in your face because of the Sinners thing. So they were so busy trying to throw it in your face. I was like, nope, this is not it. IronHeart is clearly a 5. And I feel like I'm being but the writing, the show goes in a circle and there's nothing. It's just endless. It's infinity. It's just, there's nothing. The characters are written weird. Like I said, Cree Summers, her daughter, the girl that plays her daughter,
Cree Summers,
and Natalie are the best things about the show. Riri's attitude towards everything, you don't get no sense that, okay, I know that she cares for Natalie, but you have so much anger built up, and your mother's trying to help you, but you don't want to talk to her. You got all these people who's willing to help you. And I feel like if you're going to give us a black show, talk about how we can lean on each other and go to other people go to each other for help. Everybody in the show is trying to help you, and you're just, get out of here. Like, you're clearly hurting inside. You're clearly hurting inside. I got that. But go to people who can try to help you. Your mother's trying to help you. Your boy, the dude who likes you, is trying to help you. Natalie, even the AI, is trying to help you. You're having panic attacks in the sky, and like, she's trying to tell you to calm down so she can open the suit and save you. You're just like, let me out. I'm like, so you can drop 500 feet? What's going on here? The show goes nowhere. The writing is terrible. The actors are good. But we're not going nowhere past it. We're not going nowhere past it. I'll be surprised. I was trying to go see if her name was on the back of the seats for the Doomsday thing. It wasn't. So Riri's not even going to be in none of the Doomsday stuff?
I didn't.
I don't remember seeing her name on the seat. I tried to look at it before the show started, and I couldn't find it. But this, and I think I'm more mad than anything, y'all, because this was a time for Marvel to rewrite a character that wasn't too good, and you could have had her be something great. You could have had her be something great, and it's nothing at this point. It's nothing. It's nothing, and it's sad saying that because IronHeart has so much potential. She does. She has so much potential, but this show wasted. Villain wasted. Nobody cares about this guy. Nobody cares about this guy. And even he's written like, oh, okay, so I put on this hood, okay. I'm gonna go invisible. It's going, what? There's no real danger here. No real danger. There's the most danger she had was the people kicking her ass. This dude wasn't even, I didn't feel no danger coming from this dude at all. Okay, and hold on. And we're going through all this just because I got daddy issues and I want to get back at my father? And here we go with the writing. Here we go with the writing again. Now, hold on. A father that's established and everything, you're upset. He kicked you out of 12. What were you doing to get kicked out? What were you doing to get kicked out? You was being a little rebellious. Your father had enough. But so we're doing all this, all to get in the tunnel, getting the money. I thought, okay, this is going to go somewhere. You're doing all this to get back at daddy? To say, aha, daddy, look at me, I got you? No, that doesn't fly for me. That doesn't fly for me. I feel like IronHeart character is not unique enough. Kind of boring. They just made a copycat. Absolutely. They tried to make a copycat Iron Man and it didn't work. And this could have been something great for Riri, but it wasn't. And clearly, Javon, they didn't understand the story. And I'm curious to see how in the writing, y'all, it was just so, to me, this is it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not with everybody in the first 3 episodes. I'm like, give it time to build. You can't criticize something off the first 3 episodes. We can say those episodes were bad, but maybe the 4, 5, and 6, it would have came to it like a round circle, like bam. No, it didn't do that. First 3 to me, I didn't think was mad. And remember, y'all, but I had told Jason, Scott, I didn't think it was that bad in the first 3 episodes. I'm like, hey, yo, this is all right. By that time, by 4, 5, and 6, I was like, man, when is this going to be over? The best scene, like I said, had to do with Cree Summers, her daughter, when they was, he said Cree Summers. I'm going to tell you what was hard. When she came through the window and the little warehouse and she just walked out the suit, I'm like, yeah, that's hard. That's hard. But that was it. That was it. That was it. There was nothing else. And it was great for one time somebody in the show did not just brush Natalie off. Like her mom was like, oh my God, Natalie. Like, but Riri, you missed her so much. Could you not see that your feelings for Natalie made her the AI? Like, could you not? And of course, everybody's, oh my gosh, Natalie the AI, she's so hood, because she just dancing and stuff like that. I'm like, but it was from Riri's memories of Natalie. Remember who she was, how she was. So, yeah. My final take. You can miss it. You can miss it. If you got some hours to waste, okay. But it is not the worst thing in the MCU. It is not the worst thing in the MCU. The acting is great. The story is trash. Marquez said Fantastic Four will make up for this. Okay. Okay. But Jason, go ahead. I'm sorry I ranted, y'all, but y'all, and I feel like Jason and I have always stood on certain things with this show. Yeah. And we kind of tell it how it is because we understand everybody doesn't come from the same background.
Blackness.
This show, the blackness that I wanted was terrible. It was drive-by shootings. I mean, like I said, we can never come from a stable household. It's like every black person doesn't have a dad. We are involved. We overdose. We get dropped. We get shot. We could, like I said, Jason, I would have preferred some Final Destination. He slipped on some oil. He hit the car rack. The car falls on top of him. I would have took that. Over the drive-by. The minute the gunshots rang out, I said, bro, this is insane. But that's my take. It's a 5. Everybody did good. The 3 best people in the show. Riri, her personality came through a little bit, but it wasn't enough to care. Because the whole show, she's focusing on the wrong things. The whole show, she's focusing on the wrong thing. So it doesn't let you progress her personality. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't get a chance because all you see her is in this angry state. You don't get to see Riri. You just see her in an angry state. So it's kind of like, okay. Marquez said, I gave up on Marvel's takes on black people after the Miles Morales story comic. So that's my take on it. Like I said, this was a chance for Marvel to do something good. And what makes it worse is that everybody, I mean, before the show even came out, but that's how people work. That's how people work when it comes to black shows. Before the show even came out, it had a low score on Rotten Tomatoes. show's not even out yet. How are y'all giving this a bad score? You haven't even seen it yet. Yeah. So, yeah, but that's my take on it, Jason. Go ahead, bro.
First of all, excellent take. And it's not just because I agree with you, it's because I agree with you. And a lot of those takes. I'm gonna do you one better because you do 10, I do 5. I'm gonna do you one better. I'm at a 1 out of 5. I didn't like only episode I really liked was the third episode. I hated the first 2 and 4, 5, and 6. Only really liked the third episode. I'm gonna ask you a question later.
Okay. Javon said real quick, Javon said, Into the Spider-Verse may be one of the few to represent the culture in a good way. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
One of the first things I noticed in the show was when she got kicked out of school and she flew to Chicago, and she was walking around, she met the kid, she put the armor in the wagon and everything. The first thing came to my mind was, so Shield not looking for you, like AIM ain't looking for you. You just flew in a armored suit that looks very relatable to Tony Stark's. We know Tony's dead.
Yep.
But to see someone outside of Rhodey, who is contracted by the government, so no one would care if they saw that suit.
Right.
But to see your suit fly into the hood, and I put the air quotes on it to be funny.
Yep.
No cops was called. No, put out an APB because one of the most biggest genius in the world that can mimic an Iron Man suit is back on the street. Yep. Just like I'm about to just go home and rebuild this suit and start robbing people. That's what's up. That's the first thing I noticed. That was the first thing. Second thing, the hood. Go ahead. And
you actually lead me to another part. In the reports, nobody ever said, the suit looked like Iron Man.
No TMZ, Shade Room, Reddit.
No nothing.
Instagram. Just
no nothing.
All right. The hood. As an actor, I liked him better in this role than I've seen him, especially in Transformers. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yo, Brooklyn, stand up!
In Twisters,
he was okay in Twisters, yeah.
I liked his acting in this show, but what you spoke to earlier, and for me, this is on a different level. You just wasted another villain. And y'all been doing this. We going over a decade plus of wasting good villains. You wasted another villain, and not to mention, and you brought it up, and I was going Hulkamania leg drop this. You wasted a villain on daddy issues, and you didn't even explain the daddy issues. He asked, "Why would you kick a 12-year-old out the house?" And he just said, "Well, after your mom died, we just wasn't meshing." And I tried. And he's like, "Well, I was trying to get your attention." Well, which one is it? Was the daddy an a-hole or was the son a delinquent?
Right.
You left it blank. How am I supposed to empathize with this man who's been robbing people for 5 episodes just to get back at his daddy? And why am I supposed to not disagree with a father who claims he tried to help you out, but you still turned out the way you are? By the way, you tried to rob your own daddy. So that means his instincts was correct.
I never thought about it like that. I mean, put the blicky to his daddy's head. I'm like, yeah, this dude must have been a real a-hole. This dude must have been, put the blicky to his dad's temple. Like, that's insane. That's crazy.
I didn't just I just like what I'm doing right now. I was a loss for words. I'm just like, this is the I could tell that it was a bigger picture to this because his mans kept saying, "This ain't personal, right? This ain't personal, right? This ain't personal, right?" So I'm like, okay, he has a bigger, deeper meaning. I knew it was bigger than Mephisto or whoever the main boss. I knew it was past that. I'm gonna get to that part too. Go ahead.
I wonder if that's his real father because they look exactly alike. I was like, this is his real dad because that dude looks just like him, bro. Like,
that part killed me.
Yeah, the minute I was like, seriously?
All this for this?
All this for this. And Jason, I want to ask you something before you get into what did you think I was going to say about the show? Because it sounds like I may have threw you for a little bit.
I thought you was gonna like it, not love it, like it. I thought you was gonna like it. I ain't gonna lie. In the group chat, I was trolling Ryan the whole time. Like I was being funny. Like I really liked the show. Like making it. I just wanted him to watch it so we could all be mad together. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't falling for it. I told him today. I was just like, hey, I was joking, bro. The show's terrible. I just wanted you to be in misery with the rest of us.
Misery is what I feel.
I thought she was going, man. I wanted to quit the show. I'm with you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So after the 4th episode, I was kind of like, man, I really don't want to watch the rest of it. And I can honestly say, I probably only felt that way about maybe one other show.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like you. I was kind of like, man, I do not want to finish watching this show.
Let me speak on my bias real quick, and I know people ain't gonna like this. Sasha, that's his name, Sasha Bourne, right? How you say his name?
The dude plays Bourne. I was actually pleased with his acting. I thought he did good as God damn it, Mephisto. I thought he did really good. Yeah, Mephisto. I thought he did really good.
He didn't give me enough to say he did good.
You don't think his attitude and how he was acting did?
He was acting like how a devil who was trying to manipulate you into doing something acted like. Number one. Number two, y'all. I'm admitting my bias on this one. The little sample size of him as Mephisto was okay.
Yeah.
I do not like him though. I don't like Borat.
You don't like him as an actor?
I don't like none of it. The only thing I liked him in was Talladega Nights. I do not like
great.
Borat.
He was great in Talladega Nights. He was great. He was great.
I don't like the Borat and all that. I don't like the stuff. I'm truthful with it.
No, I agree with you because I'm not a fan of the Borat stuff too. Like you said, I liked him in Talladega Nights.
Now I'm gonna be truthful with it.
Okay.
I was a big Tom Green person, but that was middle school when I was young and stupid. So I like the Tom Green stuff. So I know Borat is sort of a kind of a representation of what Tom Green was on. That natural, real live. I'm acting, but it's real at the same time type of thing. But I'm not a big Sasha fan. But Mephisto, he did the best he could with the
writing.
He was in both scenes of the show. I don't have no problem with the AI. Cree Summers.
Cree Summers, so nice. Love you, Cree.
Outside of that, man, I everything you said, you pretty much hit every button for me. It wasn't a good show.
And I
wasn't even looking at it the way you was looking at it. Even with the racial aspect, because you know me, when the show is so bad, the racial aspects don't even matter.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have to bring up all the stereotypes that they were trying to show because I mean the show sucked without it. It wasn't good.
I hated the way they even did I don't know if you saw, but there was people are just so gullible to social media. So in order to, because they knew that the show was probably not gonna be good, it's a clip of Robert Downey Jr. calling Dominique, the girl who plays Riri, on FaceTime. And he's like, you know what today is? This is the day IronHeart comes out. Clearly, you could tell that Disney did this. Robert, do you really think that if Robert Downey Jr. called Dominique, that she would have time to film it? Come on, y'all. Stop being stupid. Like, this was clearly a boost to get Iron Man, Robert Downey, one of the biggest names in the MCU, to, go see IronHeart. That's what this was.
And I'm with you with the acting. This is Black Lightning 2.0. This is Black Lightning with a bigger budget. The acting is not the problem.
Absolutely.
The casting is not the problem.
The casting is not the problem. It's not.
I'm not a big fan of Sasha, and I wasn't really high on the dude to play the hood, but they did good.
They did good
in this show. But the story, the writing,
it's bad. It's bad. But once again, how many times do we say on this show? Because I know people think, oh, they're just saying that. But no, when it comes to black shows, okay, I just want y'all to pay attention. Hear me out. When it comes to black shows, the writing is damn near almost never good. If it's only good, it's if we're drug dealers playing a dirty cop or something like that. Now, I can give you a show right now that was written by a black person, Misha Green, Lovecraft Country. Excellent.
They canceled it.
And it got canceled. Now, you brought up Black Lightning. How many times did we say that for Black Lightning? Black Lightning was such, casted well, everything. Story, trash.
I was shocked.
Trash.
I was shocked. I watched the whole thing of Black Lightning. And at least the first 2 seasons, and I was like, I see the acting, but dang.
The story just makes it. Somebody had said that, they said, I was talking to somebody and they said you and I were wrong because they said the Flash and Arrow were way better. I say absolutely, because there was better writing. There's better writing for the Flash and Green Arrow.
It is.
I said you're absolutely right, because the shows were written well.
It is.
The
Flash is what I'll say Flash probably is out of all the CW/WB DC made shows, Flash probably had the second best streak of like consistently great seasons. Smallville 1, Green Arrow 3.
Yep.
Like those are the those
absolutely.
Well, Superman and Lois is in there, might be 1 or 2 at this point.
Yeah.
But they had the shorter season, to be fair. But at the same time, these 4 shows, like that look different from Batgirl or Batwoman. Y'all told me not to watch that. And
it was a waste. It was a waste.
And I watched Black Lightning, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Poison, Homegirl ex-boyfriend. That storyline was dope up until a certain point. The villain bodyguard dude, the villain big dude, I can't think of his name right now.
I'm trying to tell you.
That was a great story.
I'm trying to tell you. Luke Cage, I'll go with that as being all right with the writing, but that went down too. Luke Cage is another one that took because somebody even said that Iron Fist was better than IronHeart. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I've never seen Iron Fist, so I can't say, but I was sworn off.
Iron Fist was straight ass cheeks. That was terrible.
Whoever brought up Luke Cage, man, they shouldn't have killed Cottonmouth, man.
Yeah, they should.
They should, man.
Yeah, they shouldn't have killed. Once they killed him,
Cottonmouth. He was so smooth.
He was smooth.
Marshall Ali. I liked. That was the Black Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he was.
There, man.
He did that.
He was cultured. He had the club. He was. I was like,
and he was intelligent. He didn't speak like. Look at this. What do you say? Look at this arrogant of a Negro.
Yes. They should have kept that.
He was so good. That dude was so good.
When they killed him, when they killed, that shifted my brain.
And the show after that was.
But it was his mom or aunt, whoever she was, Loretta Devine.
Yeah,
not Loretta Devine. No, it wasn't Loretta Devine.
Right, we just always say Loretta Devine. But I'm going to tell you, there is no way on no planet where somebody says that IronHeart is the worst MCU. No, it is absolutely not. And I'm going to go ahead and say that the Iron Fist is part of the MCU. It was just on Netflix. So I'm going to say that Iron Fist is terrible. IronHeart is not even close to that. But it's just
it's the best of the worst.
It's the best of the worst. Yes. Okay, let me say that. Yes.
Alfred Woodward is Black Mariah.
Yeah.
That's her name.
That I just could not believe. I just could not believe what I was watching. And I know, and like I said, I don't sit in the writing room and I don't know how the writing stuff gets approved, but I can't sit here and say that y'all sent this up and y'all were okay with this.
Were you shocked that it was bad, or were you shocked that it was that bad?
I was shocked that it was that bad.
I knew it was going to be bad.
I was shocked because I'm not going to lie to you. I had all hope that, let me say not hope, I was certain that, okay, this is IronHeart. They kind of got to fix her story from Wakanda. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. At the max, okay, because we're talking about the 5 system, right? So it's trash, good, okay. Wait, no, what is it?
You said it backwards. Trash, bad.
Yeah, right. Trash, good, bad, okay, good, great.
Yeah.
I at least had it being good. Good.
Yeah.
But I'm like you.
Yep.
If I'm giving it in the 5 system instead of the 10, It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
And I clearly thought, because we sat here and said in Wakanda Forever, her character felt rushed. It felt rushed. They was let's throw this together so we can introduce an Iron Man replacement. Okay? I do think, let me just go ahead and say this. I do think that Riri has the potential to be a lead character.
I would like to see her in other people's movies.
You don't think she could do it by herself? Now, do you say that because of her or because of the writing we just watched?
That I want to see her in other people's movies?
Like, no, like if somebody said Riri was going to have her own movie, all right?
Nah.
Now, okay, hold on. Now, what if they gave her a writer like, I'm not going to say, okay, I'll say him. He doesn't work for Marvel anymore. But what if James Gunn wrote her story?
I'll be okay with that.
What are the Russo brothers, the guys who did Civil War, what did they wrote her story?
I'll be okay with that. Because see, here's the thing. Because it goes to Chris Hemsworth. The Thor solo movies are all trash. But him in Avengers, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I want to see her in her own movie. In fact, and that actually kind of piggybacks to a question I was about to ask you. Do you think this would have been better as like a straight to Disney Plus hour-and-a-half movie?
Nope, it would have been. I think it would have been worse. I think it would have been worse. And let me tell you why. With a movie, the minute it starts bad, you're like, I'm done. I'm done. You're going to cut it off. You're going to be like, I'm done. At least the show gives you like hope for the next episode. Let me check out the next episode. Maybe the next episode ain't going to be that bad. The minute the movie is going south, you're going to be like, okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
Now,
because I asked because the 6 episodes was too long for me.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I do think the 6 episodes stretched, and it shouldn't have been 6. If they were going to rush it like this, it should have been 6.
Yeah,
for sure.
To say, the way they did it,
for sure. But like I said, I don't think people gave it a chance to, because it's a black female character. Now, I know people going to sit here and say, "Oh, y'all playing the race thing." No, but y'all are really like that. Jason and I sat on this show when we talked about He-Man. All the reviews from He-Man kept saying, "Where's He-Man? He is just, she's in the show." And I have a problem with that. But the story, excellent. The story was excellent.
Microsoft just canceled Perfect Dark, and I saw somebody tweet, "When you go woke, you go broke." But the Perfect Dark main character has been a woman since the first game.
Since the first. And so she already got 2 strikes against. 1, because she's a woman. 2, because she's a black woman. So y'all can say all that it's not a race thing, but it is. Some of it is. Now, is the show completely written bad? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if you sit here and tell me, but everything that you say that was wrong with the show, it's the writing. It's not, It's not Dominique, the girl who plays Riri. It's not Natalie. It's not Cree Summers. It's not her mother. It's not the hood. It's just the way they're written. It's just that.
Yeah, Cree Summers, she was.
It's just like, okay, just like the scene when she was fighting the 2 girls. Now, these girls are already a powerhouse. They were knocking Bamas out left and right.
I thought one was a dude.
She did say he. She did say he. She did say he. So I'm gonna fix myself to. Yes, you're right. These dudes, I mean, together they was knocking Bamas out. I'm like, Riri is not going to survive this.
They should have fleshed them out. They had good scenes. They had good scenes. When they was going there robbing the first few episodes.
They had good scenes. But that's
the poetry and motion, the explosive, the hacker, and the brawlers.
Okay, that's one thing you see too. People had a problem with that dude.
No, I had no problem. That was clean.
That was clean. So y'all
Blerd didn't have to lift up a finger.
Y'all had a problem with who he was. Not because, a gay black man. Okay? You didn't have a problem because his character was with. He did great. He did great. When he got out the car, he looked at Riri, he said, nope. He turned around when the car flipped and he got out the car. He looked at me. He was like, nope. And he walked off.
Okay, you shining some light on some pros. I forgot, even though I hate the movie. I actually like that she had to go head to head with them because honestly, this is where they I'll give the writing credit for this. I thought Riri, because she was supposed to be a hero, was going to influence them eventually, like the other way, to the
turn to the good side.
So when the hood say, "Hey, go kill Riri," they like,
bet
that's our homegirl. We don't want.
Well, I don't know if they felt like, because when he said it, they kind of were just like, let's do it.
They said break it. Yeah. But I thought it wasn't gonna be that way. I thought they were gonna be like,
oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Like, wait, that's Riri. Like, I thought it was gonna be some pushback. They was like, all right, let's go. And let me tell you this right now, for everybody watching and listening. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the twins from the show. If I'm at a White Castle, you are not getting me up out my seat.
Not at all.
You out your mind.
Out your mind.
You out your mind. We gonna do this. Gonna do this.
My back was getting bigger because I was like, damn, I want some White Castle. I was like, God damn, I want some White Castle.
We gonna do this. Oh. You not about to make me put my sliders
I guess
down.
we gonna fight. Let me close this box down and whip your ass because I'm not leaving my White Castle here.
Yeah,
but Jason,
at a gas station.
I got real fat when the burger hit the floor. I said, "Oh no,
the burger!" Yo, when they pulled up, when they showed the scene, it was outside the White Castle. I was like, "Yo, you ain't about to nah." It would have been. Hey, look, you know the cowboy western. Wah 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 wah. It would have been like,
see, like a burger bun passed through on the floor like the tumbleweed. Like, oh no, somebody got to die because y'all not going to interrupt my White Castle. Somebody got to die in this joint. Like,
we about to
scrap
me, bro. Yeah.
You actually reminded me about that scene. That scene, I'm glad she was actually using her brain because you can actually tell that Riri doesn't have hand-to-hand combat. What's up? I'm listening.
Doesn't that mimic the scene of Robert Downey in Iron Man 3 when he lost his suit and he was in the restaurant?
Damn, you're right. You're right.
I peeped it.
You're right. It does. I didn't even put that together.
And to be real, it looked better. It was done better.
Yes. Because
respectfully.
Because I like that they showed she didn't have hands because I'm like, oh, she about to get her ass whooped. But because she had to use her brain, I was like, oh, okay, so she putting the little stuff together. So yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening, bro. Go ahead.
The difference with Robert Downey and Iron Man 3 was they built it up for him to feel like he can't do nothing without the suit.
Right.
And then he started doing better without the suit.
Right.
As opposed to Riri, they didn't even make you think about that she's that smart to get away with stuff like that.
Right. Absolutely. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Good scene.
I'm gonna tell y'all can probably skip. Like, I hate to say it, but at this point,
it doesn't connect to anything.
And it doesn't. I would be, if they put Riri in something else, I would be highly surprised. I'm with you because I want to emphasize it with you. Yeah.
I am open to seeing Riri in the future.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Not in this, just not like this.
Right. And
I'm open to it.
But see, now I'm even thinking
even carrying the baggage with her into someone else's movie, I'm still interested.
But
it's just whoever wrote this, stop it. Stop.
Get some help. Stop it.
Yes.
Because that's my point. If they was to put her in another movie, they would have so many questions to answer. Like, okay, what happened with Natalie? Did you get a new AI? What? Like, they would have so many questions to answer.
That's the problem.
That it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah,
what's the point?
What I said is wishful thinking. I know you absolutely right. They can't do it because respectfully, it's not really worth it.
It's not really worth it. It's not worth it.
This is a throwaway.
This is a throwaway Marvel project, and you could tell it's clearly rushed. And they were trying to give Riri a story because they left so much open in Wakanda Forever. Yeah. So for her character. So you can tell this was them trying to put something together to kind of play catch up. But that's that. I can't even. Man, it was.
Let me ask you a question. And this question is this what I was talking about earlier? So I gotta ask you. And this is a genuine question. It's not like rhetorical. Lately, I've been running into movies, keeping up with movies, even with IronHeart. It started with Thunderbolts. IronHeart, and then in between we got Bring Her Back. Let me ask you this question because, again, for everybody watching, and of course opinions are like a-holes.
Everybody has one.
Right? Everybody has one. Everybody reviews different. Everybody reviews the same. Whatever you want. Let me ask you this. Especially more in Thunderbolt and Ironheart, I think why certain people like the movies, not to say they can't, but they like the movies, especially more for Thunderbolt. Does a deeper message make up for the lack of details going into a movie? Like, so for example, Riri's panic attacks, right? Even though she was having them, respectfully, she had them in a very favorable time. It wasn't like she was in the middle of doing a robbery and she got a panic attack, right? I'm about to sound a little bit. No, I ain't gonna say disrespect. This ain't disrespectful. I actually like when the AI had PTSD as opposed to Riri having her panic attacks, but they didn't dig deeper into the AI having PTSD because she was having flashback memories of getting shot. And
like when she glitched, and I thought I actually thought that was
dope.
That was dope. I thought that was dope because it's an AI. And I didn't like the fact that Riri kept telling her, you're just numbers. She's clearly feeling something, or there's something going on with her programming where you're in the spot where she got shot in the drive-by shooting, but she glitched right here for a reason.
Right.
So apparently there's something that her ones and O's are doing something. Right. So my answer to your question is,
does the message when people create movies more for a message and not pay attention to the devil that is the details, does that movie still get like a good rating? Like, I don't know if you ever saw Bring Her Back, but Bring Her Back, the messaging behind Bring Her Back when it comes to, because this the same people that did Talk to Me.
Okay, I still Talk to Me.
And Talk to Me, one of the reasons why I don't like Talk to Me is because, yes, I respect the message of someone continuously grieving. I respect the message. But you also entertain me with the history of the hand.
Right.
So when you spend the whole movie expressing a message, but I'm more entertained by where this hand come from.
Right.
Am I supposed to like the movie because of the messaging? Is it because I think, like, for Ironheart, there was a message about grief there, but it was there because I didn't feel it. You just wanted to be there because it's there. Like, you assume I'm supposed to empathize because we all supposed to empathize with the grief. But isn't there certain steps that's supposed to make us care?
But I don't think it was.
Bring Her Back does that. Bring Her Back does that.
I don't think. Yes, Ironheart had the whole message, but grief, but it doesn't lead to. It doesn't give you a solution, because if you think about it, she just grieved the whole movie.
Yeah.
And all the help people were trying to ask her, yo, you good? Do you need to talk? Your mom, I'm here for you, Riri. She just ignored it all. And I think that message you start to not care about the message. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You start not to care about it because you're like, Now, in the beginning, I did. I'm like, okay, she grieving. I'm feeling for this because, she didn't lost somebody that was close to her. Two people that were close to her. But that kind of gets washed out when you're not getting help. And I'm trying to put it for Ironheart, but there's plenty of other movies with messages in them.
Respectfully, Thunderbolts, right? Like, I posted on Threads, and when my review of Thunderbolts had nothing to do with mental health It had nothing to do
Mm.
with anything. It was just the how I felt about the entertainment of the movie, even
And
though I knew the mental health message was there, and I thought it was decent at best.
I
And
thought that
someone
was
said,
too.
"Yeah,
I like the message in Thunderbolts. The message in Thunderbolts is you don't have to do it alone. Because you remember, Black Widow's sister, she just didn't know who she was. She was like, who am I? What am I doing?
right,
Who am I without
right,
Natalie? You know what I'm saying?
right."
But that
But
message
my
is,
mhm,
I don't think it got missed because at the end, when they're trying to calm Sentry down,
mhm,
you know, she realizes, look, I'm going to talk to you because I'm going through some shit. So
mhm,
the message gets received with the story. You get it?
right.
Like, yeah,
I get it, but for me, you're right. And I responded to him and said, "Much love and respect to you who relates to the messaging of the
yeah,
movie."
yeah.
But for me, the steps and the details, the same what you said about IronHeart, I didn't get to empathize
Right.
to be like,
You don't get to
it didn't
empathize with
hit. It didn't hit. Now
it.
bring her back
Yep.
is different.
Yep.
Bring her back does the same thing. It's more about the messaging than like the actual horror of it.
Okay.
Because and I'm not spoiling it, but by the end of the movie, you're just like talk to me. You're like, that was cool, but how did this person know to do this? How did
Mm-hmm.
this person know where this came from? How did this start? Like I get the message, okay, grief, this is how people handle grief, and there's a lot of messaging to bring her back.
Yep.
But it's like, okay, this is how she's taking grief, okay, but like, am I watching this for the messaging? Because there's an entertainment value to the movie too that I
Mm-hmm.
wish you would have connected dots on. Also, Squid Games, I ain't gonna get too much into Squid Games, but they made me because like they slow build up with the character, but
Right.
they got more episodes. They got more episodes and more to play with as opposed to what we talking about
This
with
joint.
IronHeart.
Yeah.
But I just asked because I be feeling bad when I watch a movie and I get the message. I'm like, dang, I feel bad for people that feel like this or relate to this.
Yeah.
But the steps taken to post to like make me really like
Get it?
cry
Right. You like,
or get it, it's just like
you kind of clock, and I get it, but I feel like sometimes some movies don't give because they clock you out of the message.
yeah,
They,
Ironheart is that.
and
Like
Ironheart is that.
unfortunately, when she was having her panic attacks, I felt like you're supposed to because this is the moment you're supposed
Uh, I
to.
really was
That's
like,
why the PTSD to the AI threw me off because I was like, whoa.
yeah,
You know what I'm
see,
saying?
and
I was
that's
like,
because,
whoa.
and I'm gonna tell you why I threw you off because you're more invested in Natalie than you are with Riri.
There you go. And then when she finally admitted, I got the suit because I was in the garage when the shootout happened and I couldn't do nothing about it and
Right.
blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I knew that off your first panic attack.
Like, man,
So am I supposed to like it in spite of knowing it, or
um,
am I supposed to be like, I wish you would have slow build it up a little bit? Okay, let's fantasy book the movie. What if I can't say it because they introduced her in Black Panther 2 already? I was about to say, what if she should have had a panic attack on her first attempt at a robbery. Have her
right,
dad,
right,
have the
right,
AI accidentally. Okay,
right,
the AI has PTSD and accidentally, while Riri's in the suit, shows a memory to her of her father
or
by
or
accident.
glitch when the gun when she see a gun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, by accident.
yeah,
And the memory is something that reflects something that will make her father not be proud of what
yeah.
she's doing, and then she messes up the. If they would have like built it that way, I'd have been like, oh dang. But they kind of was just
They
like,
can't. Yep, they was
she's supposed to have a panic attack because the father got shot and she was there. She couldn't do nothing about it.
exactly,
But
exactly. So yeah,
mhm.
everyone, we're a week out because we're about to get out of here, but we're a week away from Superman. Okay.
5 days for
Yeah,
me.
for this guy, 5 days because he got his tickets early, and I'm upset because I was going to go to the IMAX to go see it. All the good seats were bad on opening night, so I'm mad. So I got to see mine on. I can't even see it opening day. I got to see it Monday. That Monday.
Oh,
So
you
I'm not gonna be on.
hurt.
I'm not
You
gonna be on
gonna be
any
hurt.
social media.
You gonna be
Uh,
hurt. You gonna be hurt.
Bruh, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
stay
be
off.
hurt.
I'm gonna stay off all social media and everything
I
But
already had
bro,
Ryan called me and said, I don't care what time you get out the movie theaters on Tuesday, bro. Call me when you get out. I've been getting hit. Man has been texting, hey,
okay,
Tuesday?
I don't want you to tell us. Is Ryan seen it open tonight?
I don't know.
Okay, this is all I want you to say. Don't say anything else besides this. Because my question is, how was it? I either want you to say, I want you to say, yay or nay. Don't tell me. Don't tell me which one. I mean, don't go into detail. Just say yay or nay, because that leaves it open to the score you give it, whether it's good or bad.
I ain't gonna. And for you, I'm not gonna say nothing. See, you lucky you my boy. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna. I might post like a picture and like a reaction of like, oh, I saw it. But my normal like review, Instagram stories, threads, I'm gonna stay off. I'm gonna just for you. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna save everything when the next time we're able to do this show and talk.
Let me go ahead and tell y'all. You heard it here. We are doing that episode of Superman. That will be the 16th. Let me see. Yep. Hold on. Yeah, that Wednesday, which is the 16th. We will be doing the episode of Blerd Talk, and I don't care if you have. We're doing spoilers. We're doing spoilers, so it's going to be full of spoilers. Devon already talking about he going to troll me when I go see it because he's going to go see it opening night too. I was so mad. I'm like, bro,
on the 8th,
all the good seats, all the good seats are gone. And
you didn't try for the early screen,
huh?
Did you try for the early screening or?
I tried for the early screening, the one from Amazon, but the server kept crashing. I said, bro,
you got up too late. You got up too late. Hey,
I said, bro.
So because I work, I'm up at 5:30.
So you was able to get the Jones that early.
But look, they said that it wasn't going to start till 12 noon, 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Okay.
So I got on there. I went to go. I loaded it up early because I thought I would have to refresh for when it was noon to try to get the tickets. So I had loaded up I was up like 6:30, 6:45. Like I had already like put on my phone 6:30, 6:45. So when I went to click on the link, because I had saved the link, I clicked on it, and the whoever AMC is with, Fandango popped up, and they were like, "What's your location?" And they were giving me Kingstown because I'm in Arlington. So
okay.
Kingstown. So I changed it on purpose just to be funny. I changed it to Rivertown. Nothing popped up. I was like, right.
Goddamn Rivertown.
So nothing popped up.
Marquez gonna put spoilers. It was mid. He a hater.
So then I typed in Virginia, and then Hoffman popped up.
Okay.
So I clicked on the Hoffman page, and the seating charts popped up.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, it's not time yet. So I backed off the screen. I kept doing a little bit of work for like the next 10, 15 minutes. I went back. I was like, hold on. I went back. And when I pulled it back up, the seating chart jump was still there. So I was like, let me see something real quick. So I clicked the button on one of the seats, and that jump said, beep. I said,
next. Bro, I told
it worked.
Dude, I told him I was going to be there opening night because I was going to get the tickets for the Air and Space Museum because they got an IMAX theater. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go see it in the IMAX. Because it said, James Gunn was like, I filmed it for IMAX. So I said, okay, I'm going to go see it in IMAX. Dude. So apparently the Air and Space Museum, they don't really let you pick your seats, but for Superman, they did.
Yeah.
Bro, all the good seats would go. All of them. Yeah. So by this time, I canceled my original tickets because I was going to use them for the IMAX. My seats got picked over. Absolutely. So now I got to wait till Monday to go see it.
Yeah.
I'm not upset, but I'm like, God damn, bro.
I'm slightly to the left of the middle. I don't care about being in the middle.
Right.
I'm slightly left to the middle right below the balcony. Like I'm right there, and I'm
Bruh,
closer to the
I
steps.
am
So I'm like
smack
right
dead.
there.
I'm smack dead in the
That's what I
middle.
want.
Because I
Yeah,
like sitting in the back, so I'm smack dead in the back.
yeah.
And I'm just letting y'all know, it's not gonna be anything less than a 7. Once again,
Here we go.
once again,
Here we go.
James Gunn is not putting out anything for DC less than a 7. I'm standing on business, stamping to prove it, stepping to prove it. But y'all, that is it for the show. Next week, Ryan is not going to be here, so I think what we may do is skip next week. Go for the week after for Superman. Now, let me just tell y'all, I'm in there. If you have not seen Superman, I feel sorry for you because on the 16th, we're going to be talking nothing but Superman. Okay? Nothing but Superman. You're right, Javon. Here we go. James Gunn is not putting anything less than a 7. I'm saying it. I'm standing on business.
Tell him, man. Javon, tell him to chill.
I'm standing on business. 10 toes it. James Gunn is not going to do it.
Before I go, F1, man. That jump was actually.
It's a good thing that you said that. I did see F1 like that. Yeah. Megan 2.0. Actually, I think the Megan 2.0 was better than the first one. You don't think so?
I think Megan 2.0 was terrible.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that.
I liked a few little parts. I liked when she was the AI in the house and she was trying to warn her when the cartoon came on the screen and she was like, "Who the F you talking to, B? You need to get out the house." Like that Joan had me.
Bro, I died when
and the action scenes was okay.
Scenes were actually good. And I like the story. The dude, the villain, when he was on the meeting, he was like, "Give me 1 second, guys." And that shit was great.
One of the parts I like too is when she was like, "Look, I'm sorry that I killed your dog, but I was a child. I'm grown up now."
Yeah.
I was like,
that was
was nice because it felt natural.
And then you got to think she did learn because she's an AI, so she was learning. You know what I'm saying? That was good. Even when I thought, that was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
And another thing I like is when she reached out to the mom for help.
Yeah.
One of the things I like, and I give her credit for.
Yeah.
She said, "Remember, you programmed me to
protect her. Yep.
I'm still on that mission.
Yep.
Let me out this jump.
Yep.
I don't care about you.
Yep.
I don't care about nobody else.
Yep.
You programmed me to protect her, and that's why I'm doing that."
Hey, so I died. When the dude,
like, okay,
the main dude, got up and walked out his chair, and he was trying to get the draws, and then the evil AI took his vision, and he was like, "Huh?" I was like, "See what happened when you try to get some cheeks?" I said, "See what happened when you try to get cheeks?"
Yo, when he kissed her, bro, and it was all like robotic looking, I was like,
that shit was so funny. Look, Javon, I'm standing on business. James Gunn is not going to put out anything less than a 7. I'm saying it right here, right now, once again. Standing on business. I pause. I'm glazing James Gunn. All right, y'all. Y'all stay frosty. We love y'all. We see y'all back here July 16th, where we're going to be spoiling Superman.
Hey! If you can't be good at it.
You're right. If you can't be good at it.